Hello, my brothers and sisters. This is to me, 777 Awakening News, here to give you my living life testimony. So, as you know, I was just sitting here reading a Joseph story, thinking about how, just like Joseph and his dad, Jacob, and how your children can be born in different parts of your life that can affect the difference in their personality traits. And I started to think about my own life and my own personality, really, because what I'm about to share with you is real, and it's the power of God in my life. So, when I start to think about my own life and my own personality, and because of what happened in my life are things that normally would have happened but did not happen, because it's the power of God. See, I was born in my mom's family, my immediate siblings. I was born at a point in time in my mom's life where I was deemed to have a real daddy, but he is to be called my stepdaddy. And my biological father is some man that didn't know that well. But anyway, I respected both my real dad and my biological dad that I didn't know so well. But my stepdad is the man that raised me. But my stepdad is the rest of my brother and my sister's real daddy. He raised us. But having a stepfather or having siblings that had a different father did not have any effect on my personality, just as it did with Joseph and his brothers. They had a different mother. But it did not have effect on my personality. In my personality, I totally did not accept calling myself or my brother and my sister step. I definitely did not treat my sister or my brother like they was my half brother and sisters, because it didn't feel like that they were a half brother and a half sister. Just because they all had the same daddy, I had a different daddy, but we all had the same mother. And I only felt nothing but love. I didn't feel like I was treated like some type of outcast by them. They always treated me with love, but the evil would just be so mad at me because of how we all love one another, my brother and my sisters, because they all my siblings. And the evil stayed mad at me. And this is ever since my childhood. So as I got older, something evil would just keep coming, trying to come between us and get between us, my brother, my sisters, trying to get us to turn against one another, on our family, trying to get my family to turn against me and me turn against them. This is basically the story of my life and exactly what's happening to me right now. My family, which is my wife, turned against me. And I can't make up anything that make her look good. That's exactly what happened. So as it's the story of my life, the evil was just want me to feel like uh they abandoned me and that I'm worthless and my life was just worthless. So uh at one point in my life I felt just that. I felt abandoned. I felt worthless. I felt like I was nothing. I felt reckless. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about others. I felt like I just wanted to die. But at this time, didn't let my sisters and my brother know about how I was feeling because I wanted to protect their feelings. Because no matter how I feel, or no matter what we've been through in our past, I still love them with all my heart, and I know they love me. That's all I needed to know. And I wanted to protect them against how I was feeling. I didn't want my feelings to affect them in any type of way. So I just kept it to myself. I felt reckless, abandoned. I felt like I was born for nothing. And that my life was worthless because I was living for nothing. I felt like I didn't have any real love inside of me. I felt like um, I just wanted my life to end. I wasn't sure how this was going to happen, but I ended up just walking and walking, and I just wandered out in the middle of nowhere, hoping that I would just pass out and die there in the middle of the country on Highway 9 of Alpharetta, Georgia, Cumming County. I don't even know how I got there. My behavior was reckless. I threw myself caution, didn't care if I hurt myself, didn't care if I hurt others. But then when I would come to the end of my rope, a miracle would occur and God would not let me die. And one of those miracles at that time, this is actually the testimony that I told at my church at the time when I had flipped off my bike, me having no gymnastic skills. The bike went underneath the car and broken up into the ditch. That was in one of those times where I wanted to die anyway, and I didn't care. But while I was jumping off of my bike, while at the same time it was going underneath the car, my body hit the concrete floor of the highway and I slid into the highway until I came to a complete stop. I got up right away, only with a scratch on my chin and my shoulder. So, I'm sorry, y'all. So, only with a scraped up shoulder and my chin a little scraped up. The bike was totally in the pieces in the ditch. So at that time, I had got into some trouble anyway, and I was somewhere, after some time went by, I was somewhere where I did not want to be, and they didn't understand why I was there. Didn't understand what had happened to me. I didn't understand anything about what happened on that bike or anything like that. I wasn't even going to try to understand that part. I didn't even understand the now parts. So while I was trying to make some sense of everything that was happening to me, and I still didn't want to live, but I was going to try to make some sense of what was going on. And I got on my knees that night, and I asked God to tell me one reason why I'm still living. I asked God, if you can give me one reason why you didn't let me die and why I'm still living, maybe I can think of a couple more other reasons of why I want to live. I didn't know what had happened to me. I was just stressed out. For many years, I still didn't understand what happened on that bike. In 2019, I'm just not getting some head wrapped around it. To tell you the truth, just last year I started getting my head wrapped around it. Because God started bringing back some parts and some pieces that happened to me, and I started looking at some details of it, and I just started thanking Him. So while I was still there, trying to understand and on my knees praying to God, I was just disputing with God in my own words. Something inside me said this: remember your grandmother. So, oh, my grandmother. So as I began to remember my grandmama, I also remember that she was a Christian and that she loved to read the Bible. And it was just so happened that there was a Bible there. So I also remember that I was real strong in the Bible. When I was a kid, I used to love to read. And I preached at my church when I was only 10 years old. So I thought to myself, hey, why not? So I started to read the Bible, and it started to speak to my prayers. It started to speak answers to my prayers while I was reading. So as the Word of God began to clear some stuff up in my head and speak to my prayers, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I was anxious to spend every second that I could spare in reading the Word in the Bible. I did not want to do anything else but read my Bible. Every waking second, I woke up and read it. I could not spare a second, and I prayed. And as such, at that time, the bad things still had happened to me, and I still had to face it. But I was given such a great freedom, I couldn't even see anything bad that was happening to me. I was so happy. I think people around me thought I was crazy. People always thought I was crazy, so I was probably used to that one. Because at that time was more free and more happy than what those people around me thought that I should be. And they thought I should just look and check myself out. But I couldn't see it. And now, fast forward to this time now, my wife and my children have been taken from me. Even without me putting them in a dangerous environment or cheating on my spouse, he took them. Not because I was supposed to make up with my wife, and I didn't, but because she keep talking and being with this guy, acting like they're a married couple, while we're still legally married and we're trying to work out the divorce, so of course they can be together. And doing this, typically while living in my house, totally just disrespecting me in my face. Putting all this in my face. Oh crap. Man. So, I'm sorry, I got a little lost. So, totally putting all this in my face. She trying to hurt me every chance that she can get. So, even though I love them with all my heart, I love my families, I love my wife, I love my babies. I love my babies. This must happen. It's a shame that such a beautiful, wonderful family that's a part of me, the Samuel family. We have a lot of beautiful loved ones in our family. Even though I poured my soul into all of this, and I did not lapse, my wife and my children have been taken from me. And this gotta happen. But God knows what He is doing with it. And I just gotta trust God that He got it. So, even with all the pain, my brothers and sisters, I gotta fight through. I still got my own life to live. I still got school. I still got my old job back as a shift manager. Working hard. I still have a business. Yes, I still have the brand. And I have to focus on it. So it's going to help me and a lot of people. So I just like to thank all my brothers and sisters out there for all your support through the pain. Because of you, it didn't even feel bad. Because I know right now this is what's supposed to be happening. God doesn't make mistakes. Because it ain't like what I already done felt and done faced 100 times over before. So it's just a different time in a different place, but same story. So, okay, my brothers and sisters, pray for me. Peace.